You know, when we think about Tesla today, we see this massive, world-changing company. Electric cars everywhere, the stock market going wild, and Elon Musk as this almost mythical figure, but it wasn't always like this. It's the early 2000s. He invested millions of his own money into Tesla. He believed in the mission. He wanted to prove that electric cars could be better, faster, and more fun than anything else on the road, and he was willing to do whatever it took. The guy running the company, worth millions, choosing to sleep on a couch just to make sure things got done. That's not something you see every day. But for Elon, it was never about comfort. It was about the mission. He once said, "I could have stayed at one of the hotels, but I wanted my circumstances to be worse than anyone else at the company. Whenever they felt pain, I wanted mine to be worse." A tiny startup with a crazy idea, build a fast, sexy, all-electric sports car. People thought he was nuts. He's controversial, he says things that get him in trouble, and he pushes people hard sometimes to hard. But there's no denying his impact. He's taken on some of the biggest challenges in the world: electric cars, rockets, solar energy, and he's made real progress. Just grabbing a quick nap before getting back to work. He pushed himself to the limit, and he expected the same from his team. But none of it would have happened without those early days, without the sacrifices, without the sleepless nights on that factory couch. It was tough, but it built a culture of resilience and determination that still defines Tesla today. It's the result of years of hard work, risk, and a CEO who was willing to sleep on a couch just to keep the dream alive. It's proof that with enough determination, you really can change the world. Even his friends told him he was throwing his money away. They launched the Model S, then the Model X, Model 3, and Model Y. Each new car pushed the boundaries of what people thought was possible. And through it all, Elon kept pushing, kept sacrificing. Elon's done the same thing at SpaceX, sleeping at the launch site, working insane hours, doing whatever it takes to make the impossible possible. That's the kind of dedication that changes the world. Kept believing in the mission. In 2008, Tesla was on the brink of bankruptcy. They delivered the Roadster and people started to take notice. The car was fast, stylish, and most importantly, electric. It proved that electric cars could be cool. That was the turning point. The financial crisis hit, investors pulled out, and the company was running out of cash. Elon had to make some impossible choices. He put the last of his own money into the company, even borrowing from friends to make payroll. It's about what it takes to build something truly revolutionary. It's about risking everything for a dream, even when everyone else thinks you're crazy. It's about leadership, not from behind a desk, but right there on the front lines. There were moments when it looked like Tesla wouldn't make it. Electric cars are basically a joke. Most people think they're slow, ugly, and can barely make it across town without running out of juice. The big car companies, they're not interested. Gas is cheap, and nobody really believes electric cars are the future. But Elon Musk, he's got a different vision. In fact, the story of Tesla is a story of struggle, risk, and a whole lot of sleepless nights, and at the center of it all, Elon Musk literally sleeping on a couch in the Tesla factory, just trying to keep the dream alive. The company was burning through cash, struggling to get the Roadster, their first car, off the ground. There were technical problems, production delays, and a constant threat of running out of money. Investors were nervous, employees were exhausted, and Elon? He was right there in the trenches with them. Let's rewind a bit. Elon had already made a name for himself with PayPal, but instead of retiring on a beach somewhere, he decided to risk it all. But Elon didn't care. The early days of Tesla were brutal. There's this famous story about Elon sleeping on the floor of the Tesla factory. Not in some fancy office, not at home in a comfy bed, but literally on a couch or sometimes just a sleeping bag right there in the factory. Why? Because he wanted to be close to the action. If something went wrong, he wanted to know about it immediately. If a machine broke down, he wanted to help fix it. He wasn't just the CEO. He was part of the team, working side by side with the engineers and factory workers. Imagine that for a second. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 nights, this went on for months. Sometimes he'd go days without a proper shower, but even with all that hard work, things almost fell apart. But somehow, they pulled through. From there, Tesla started to grow. But here's the thing. The story of Elon Musk sleeping on a couch isn't just about one guy working hard. And it's not just Tesla, of course, Elon's not perfect. Today, Tesla is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Their cars are everywhere, and the auto industry, they're all racing to catch up. So the next time you see a Tesla on the road, remember, it's not just a car. And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that sometimes the craziest ideas are the ones worth fighting for.